It's the energy stocks which are doing well, oil marketing companies, etc. as well. So let's go straight to some important opinion coming in from the India Business Leader Awards held over the weekend. Shereen Bhan spoke with the Petroleum and Natural Gas Minister Hardeep Puri on India's transition to clean energy in the backdrop of COP28.
Since the several meetings of the UNFCCC or the COP meetings, India has moved very quickly to reposition itself. I mean, the earlier discourse was about the polluter pays principle, you are responsible, he is responsible. We've now reached a stage where we acknowledge as to whoever is responsible, we also have a duty to our next generation. We've got to leave the planet in a slightly better position than we inherited it. And the rate at which we are going, we're probably it's going to be worse. But I'll tell you there's something fascinating happening. This COP meeting was hosted or is still being hosted for another few days by a country which is a major fossil fuel producer.
Correct.
And yet that country wants to transition. Now, I think therein lies the dilemma, or rather the dilemma of to understand what is happening in the world. I mean, the UN Secretary General made a statement, and I'm an old friend of his. We served together in Geneva many years ago. He said that if the planet is on fire, you cannot use a garden hose or something to put out the fire. True, but we are living in a complicated world where almost any outlandish statement that you make could be true. You need to transition to from fossil fuel to green energy. India is doing it faster. I also believe that when there's turbulence in the global market, the transitioning takes place faster. But you have to be realistic. If you were to suddenly stop the use of existing brands or kinds of energy, whatever they be, you would have chaos.
You know, so you said we need to be mindful about the transition that we make, and we've set targets on the renewable side for what we intend to achieve. But, you know, companies that you are responsible for, the oil marketing companies, BPCL and so on and so forth, and I know you've just come away from a meeting. I mean, for them, you know, how easy or how challenging and complex is this transition going to be?
I have some good news to give you. The problem is not the oil marketing companies. If we have a national target of net zero by 2070, all the oil marketing companies have targets before 2040.
Correct.
Most of them are 2035 or 2040. So they are already on the way there. I mean, when I go to see, look, I hope my friend R.K. Singh doesn't mind, or somebody else, but I should not be called the Minister for Petroleum and Natural Gas. I should be called the Minister for Energy Transition. Because what our refineries are now...
Have you made the suggestion to the Prime Minister?
No, you know, this is not something you suggest to the Prime Minister. You get away by making this statement with Shereen Bhan and it gets around. But I think the intention is that the focus of the IOCL has 11 refineries. 2 of them are already devoted to green hydrogen. I keep playing one against the other. Today I told the BPCL when I was reviewing their performance, I said when I joined in 2021, July, I was associated with this ministry. This was a company up for sale. Yeah. Their half-yearly profit was what? 39,000 crores? Yeah. 19,000 crores. Net profit after tax. A company that you wanted to privatize in July 2021, today is going to end up with a profit like this. And what was the presentation to me on? Sir, we are in collaboration with such and such company to make electrolyzers. We are setting up a green hydrogen power plant. That is the real story.
So privatization off the cards then?
You want to privatize a company which will end up with a 50,000
I'm asking, sir. I'm asking because the government said that they don't want to.
Absolutely. So I turned around and asked, who put the privatization on the table? Certainly not my ministry then.
Well, interesting chat as always out there. Well, for the time being, though, we'll have to wrap up on this edition of Chartbusters. You stay tuned. Trading Hour comes up next.